Welcome to the second session of the last module in our training course on export development under Vietnam new free trade agreements. My name is Loan Lê, and I'm looking forward to taking you through this session.
This session will provide a comprehensive overview of the different channels that cooperatives can consider to sell to foreign markets. It also outlines the advantages and disadvantages associated with each approach. As part of their export strategy, cooperatives need to consider the implications of selling abroad. These considerations, which are instrumental in determining the best distribution options, include the kind of goods exported, the level of demand, the type of costs involved, and the payment method. The main channels that can be used to sell to foreign markets are direct sales, trade fairs and trade missions, intermediaries, and government procurement, among others. These are discussed in detail in the following slides. The first distribution option that cooperatives can consider is direct sales, via their website or through other e-commerce channels. E-commerce is a good option to increase visibility to foreign buyers. However, cooperatives should consider the following factors before deciding on this option. The costs and personnel needed up and maintain the online kiosk and handle online orders, as well as the requirements of foreign e-commerce websites, which may be different from local sites with regard to registration, fees, and licenses, among others. When exporting directly, cooperatives should also be prepared to handle the logistics, that is, transportation and export procedures. These tasks can be delegated to in-house personnel who have the required expertise or to external service providers. Another option that can be considered is attending trade fairs and trade missions. These events will allow cooperatives to expand their network of contacts of potential suppliers and customers. They are also useful in identifying competitors in the market. Cooperatives can consider participating in-person or export promotion events held by trade offices of the Ministry of Industry and Trade and events organized by the Vietnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry or other foreign chambers of commerce. It is worth noting that government agencies and international donors sometimes issue grants to businesses to participate in trade missions. Cooperatives should pay attention to these opportunities and capitalize on them. A cooperative can also consider appointing an intermediary to sell goods on its behalf. Intermediaries can serve as a cost-effective option, as cooperatives will not have to designate personnel to deal with seeking buyers and handling export and documentary procedures, among others. Thus, finding an experienced intermediary to work on the cooperative's behalf can reduce initial costs and the complexity associated with exporting. There are different types of intermediaries that cooperatives can involve in the execution of their export strategy. These include trading companies that cooperatives are usually more familiar with, intermediaries that can connect cooperatives with foreign buyers, intermediaries that cooperatives distribute their products in foreign markets, and intermediaries that can assist with logistics and customs clearance, among others. In general, cooperatives may find it easiest to use a distributor who buys goods from the cooperatives to be sold to their customers, such as in the case of trading companies. However, it is key to ensure the intermediaries appointed have a trusted reputation as well as the capacity to assist with executing the export strategy. It is essential for cooperatives to draw up a suitable contract with the intermediaries, outlining clearly the assigned responsibilities and the costs involved. It should be noted that the more responsibilities the cooperative gets to the intermediary, the higher is the premium that should be paid to the intermediary. Government procurement is also an avenue that cooperatives can explore for execution of their export strategy. Government procurement refers to the purchase of goods and services by government agencies, both at the central and local levels, and including procurement by state-owned enterprises. Such procurement is carried out for governmental purpose, that is, non-commercial uses. In fact, many of the free trade agreements, which Vietnam has signed, have opened opportunities for Vietnamese economic operators to participate in government procurement in foreign markets. The reverse also applies, that is, foreign economic operators also have access to the Vietnamese government market through these trade agreements. Generally, information on government procurement packages is publicly available and accessible, and foreign goods and services providers are eligible to bid for tenders at specified thresholds. Therefore, cooperatives considering this route to market should closely monitor the relevant procurement portal government publications for opportunities. Cooperatives also have to ensure that they have adequate human resources and capacity to prepare these tenders. The next slide discusses the constraints associated with this route to market. Cooperatives should be aware of the constraints that they may face when considering the government procurement option. First, government procurement is a typically lengthy and complicated process with strict procedural and documentation requirements. Therefore, cooperatives should have the necessary resources for the preparation of bids and administrative documents. Furthermore, compared to the normal commercial sale contract, government procurement contractors have relatively little power to negotiate contract terms, including payment and delivery. It is also worth highlighting that, in many cases, government tenders may require a partnership with an entity in the country where the tender is launched. Cooperatives can explore other options for executing their export strategy. Examples of such options include entering a joint venture with a local partner, opening a local office in the country of interest, and setting up a local subsidiary in target countries for dealing with distribution. The options presented here are more suitable for large-scale cooperatives that have established relationships in foreign markets. We would like to highlight that the options presented in this course are not mutually exclusive, that is, more than one option can be considered by the cooperative. The export strategy should be built and pursued step by step based on the cooperative's capacity and maturity. For example, to start off, cooperatives may decide to just orders from representatives of foreign buyers in Vietnam or from online portals. Additionally, the cooperatives may also find experienced intermediaries to work on their behalf in different markets. With time, cooperatives that have gained more experience in exports may then decide to pursue opportunities directly and take charge of handling all aspects of the export process. For cooperatives that have an established brand, they should consider licensing this intellectual property internationally in order to be able to incur profit overseas without much direct involvement. In conclusion, cooperatives need to consider the different options available to pursue export opportunities before deciding a specific strategy. These options include direct sales, trade fairs and missions, intermediaries and government procurement among others. Thank you for your attention and enjoy the rest of the course.